Okay, I would like to talk about how to keep the circle of your golf swing from moving around so that you can hit the ground in a consistent spot. So we start off at address position where the spine is very much vertical. Okay? What we want to do is we want to keep the top, which would be, I wonder if I can pull this off here. This little spot up here would be the upper center of your golf swing, and this little spot down here would be the lower center of your golf swing. Okay? And your head is another center. And we'd like to keep this center, midway between your shoulders, as still as possible, because this swing circle, okay, this is no way this is going to turn out okay, but that's okay. Okay, like I told you. We want to keep that swing circle repeating in the same place. So if you were twirling, you had a stick and you had a ball on a string and you were twirling it around. Well, when you move the center of the stick, when you move the stick around, the orbit of the ball on the string changes. Well, that's bad news if you want to hit a golf ball that's not moving, right? So we want to keep that center as still as possible. Okay. Now what we have at address is a body that is forward flexed. Okay? Now you can't really see it from the facing view here on the left, but you can see it from this view on the right hand side. Now what happens as we go back? Well, the spine angle looks like it stayed very much the same from this view. But what we have now, all of a sudden, we have a side bend. The left side of the body now has quite a bend to it. Okay? So the flex of the spine sort of changes there, doesn't it? Watch this one. As we go back, okay, we have our forward bend. Now, here's what it can feel like. Because I am one of those folks who can move off the ball pretty easily. Okay? So in order to keep, right about here, dead still, I need to get my left shoulder going really down first. Almost to the point of tilting sideways like this, dropping my left shoulder straight down here. That's called side bend or tilting as I turn back. So what happens, wait a second here, my forward flex, my spine here is still pretty much straight up and down, isn't it? Okay? But my forward flex has turned into side bend. If I still was forward flexed here, you'd see my spine leaning over here. My head would have moved way off the ball to the right, which causes absolute havoc down there at impact. That would take the entire swing, circle, move it backwards. Then I have to find the golf ball again, rather than just keeping that center still or the spine in one place. See, but for the spine to be in one place, it's actually doing three things. Okay? And here's a feeling of what's called extension of the spine. So forward flexion, we saw at address. There's your forward flex. Now here's extension. It's going to go the other way. That's the spine extending. Okay? So now you understand flex, extend, and tilt. Now, this is kind of a stack and tilt sensation. I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to get my left knee to bend straight down to my left foot, left shoulder to move straight down and then under my chin on the backswing, letting my right leg straighten. Okay? That's what it feels like right there, all to keep my head basically still, that upper center still. Now let's look at what it looks like in reality. I use this line a bunch. Learned this one from Chuck Evans. There is the vertical center line of my stance. Okay? I don't want to see that head move much off that line, and I don't want to see it, if I could keep it dead still, I would do that. I don't want to see it move up, back, or down, although in my case it feels like it moves forward and downward. Right, push down, push down. My sensation, head going 6 inches down. Is it going down? Nope. but it sure stayed pretty darn centered. Okay? Now, remember that look compared to the feel, which is that. A little different, huh? To get to looking that centered over the golf ball, old Dunnigan got to feel like that. Okay? That's where I think the real misunderstanding is going on in stack and tilt. Now, here we go. Now, because I've stayed very still, I have side bend this way and no forward flexion. As I come down to the golf ball, I am back forward flexed again. Okay, back to forward flexion. Okay, now right here at impact, you can see that that old notch in my throat is still forward to the center line. Okay, and my hip center, midway between the hips, is definitely in front of that golf ball. Okay, these are things that help move the low point of the swing forward so I can hit the ball first, ground second. We can also see that the right wrist still has some bend back, the left wrist is still flat. One thing I think is important to note that the left arm is pretty much vertical to the ground at impact. Okay, a lot of folks get their left arm stuck back over here. That's going to make the golf club bottom out behind the golf ball. A lot of folks have their right elbow back behind their hip over here. That's going to make the golf club bottom out behind the golf ball as well. Okay, and we're also going to see that my left hip is forward of the left foot, and so too is my left knee. Okay, those are things, those two, the hip and the knee, help the lower center between the two hips move forward, which kind of carries low point forward with it. Okay, we're here at impact, and we see that our forward bend, forward flex, has turned into side bend again. Now you're going to see my right foot comes up very late. There's no, see it's starting to roll in toward the left foot before it ever lifts. I like that. That's weight that is shifting without necessarily spinning the hips around open. Because if I spin the hips around and they start turning this way, that club's not going to want to swing the opposite way, is it? No, it's going to want to follow the turn. So the hips going forward, weight shifting, helps me hit inside out of the ball, just like so. Okay? Good view here. Right arm is tight against the side of the body right there. Exit of the club is very low, just underneath the shoulder. Now I might be up here a little higher for a draw. Okay? This is a dead straight shot I'm hitting right here. And there's a big hook exit up here, and you're down here, the slicer's exit. Though I have seen people actually exit through the belt, which is stunning. Okay? So the exit just means when the club appears on the other side of your body. Okay? And even at the end, I still have quite a bit of forward flex, of side tilt, even though my spine has flexed backwards against me. Now the spine is going the other way, like so. I hope that might clear up a few things for you. Let me know how it goes.